This is something I'd sketched back before we had moved, and I had just did it as sort of like an inside joke that I can sketch pretty much anything, but I had sketched the cat's face and used him as a model. As this basically just something that I did via I posted it via my Facebook but never made a video on it, never touched on it again, and basically just did that because I was down in the dumps and basically just drawed stuff to keep me from going insane or keep me from basically going on the deep end, and then basically just drawed it just to so that I could draw stuff and demonstrating different things that I had with fonts and different things that I had back in high school, drawn Egyptian different things, and I had demonstrated drawing different things, but I hadn't really got anywhere with it up until 2018. I had a one art gallery under my belt that somebody had looked at me and wanted me to do stuff via the arts, and I was able to do something, but it wasn't as grounded. You could do pretty much anything you wanted, so I drew 3 different things and had it framed and had kept onto it. And this basically I had, let me see if I can, I had sketched Bomberman, and they framed it, and I just basically drawed Bomberman and had basically sketched him from the ground up. I was a fan of Bomberman and the games that yesteryear came out, that back on the Super Nintendo, PlayStation, and N64, and then the franchise pretty much died because Hudson Soft took over and had the franchise rights, and they hadn't really made games up until the Switch had came out, and they had made a couple of Bomberman games, but I hadn't gone and played those. And they did the 360 game of him being like Spawn, almost looking like architect character, that it didn't make sense to have Bomberman be realistic and kind of ruined the franchise. But I still kind of was in deep thought of making stuff, so I just had made Bomberman and basically made a line that was underneath this, but I was just trying to demonstrate what I'd sketched from 2018, and I got to keep on to it to where I could show what I sketched via stuff that I had on my profile that I didn't really show off as much, because I was like heavier back then, and I lost 30 pounds, so I looked thin again, but it wasn't all just glowed. This is something that I had went through and made different things for an art show, and I just made like trees, palm trees. You would see like Sonic running through. I could have made Sonic running through a loop, but instead I drew Bomberman. I could have really done that, and it would have been something different. It hadn't been done before. But I drew Bomberman because I'd prefer the characters from that. It was pretty simple to draw, with his body being like cartoonish and the realistic backdrop of cartoon, sort of like Sonic. I could have drawn that as well, but I might do that next. The next thing I'll probably do is that, so I can sell. I had other things I'd sketch, but I'd use the cat as a model base of something that to give me something to do. But I had one art exhibit under my belt thanks to Truman Hospital back in 2018, but I just hadn't really been with it anymore ever since. I draw stuff still, but hadn't been really that focused with it as I should be, as I can probably do something with music, but I hadn't really been with anything else other than the art program I was in part of 2018, and I got to sketch different things, and didn't really do much after that. I lost weight by exercising because I was heftier back then. If you'd realize, it was me actually in those photos from what I had posted on Facebook, but I lost a lot of weight, lost 30 pounds, and basically kept it off. But I was just doing it as sort of like a hobby more than anything else.